There we go. Oh, welcome everybody. Welcome, beautiful people. So, plans for tonight. You see, 89 monk. This has been today I've been doing a few stuff, but what's coming is to do the role quest for Melee DPS, because I have not done it. I also haven't done the tanking one, so, you know, figured it would be a good thing to do over the night. Ethernet, let's go to wrong place. I went to the wrong place. It's the Hall of Radiant Host. Let's see what awaits us. Let's change the pet for tonight. Normal, you can go. Who's the next? Oh, it's the Felicitous Furball. Yeah, I like this. Storm Clouds Brewing. The Lamentin delegate would entreat your aid in dealing with a grave threat back home. Cadrell, on behalf of Admiral Blows, whatever. Blow his wind. I thank you for your many deeds in service of Limsa. He's from Limsa, so he's a pirate. So I'm gonna go pirate with a Limsa. Most of them, at the very least. On behalf of my people, I thank you for your efforts in delivering the star from a catastrophe. Unfortunately, we have received troubling tidings. The beasts akin to those that plagued Razahan have been sighted in the Nostrian coast. The Admiral has mustered the Maelstrom in hopes of quelling the threat. Yet there is much we do not understand about our foe, and as such your expertise in this area will be a great boon to us. Will ye help us? I'll do what I can. Excellent! The Admiral will be heartened to have your knowledge and martial prowess on our side, I am certain. Pray set sail for Limsa, soon you're able. The Secretariat of Maelstrom Command will apprise of the details upon our arrival. This is stupid. That was so stupid. I love the music in Razahan. And we're back to the most debauched place in all of Final Fantasy XIV. Limsa Lominsa. Ooh, these? What are these guys doing? Okay, this is Secretariat, but I want to check this. Highway robbery. Let's check this out. I want to see if it leads to a dungeon or something. Uh-huh. And speak. Related to anything? How low can you go? No good. Zoga's ambition. Woman the Beautiful. This is a full-on quest chain. Holy crap. I hadn't seen this. You know, I might do this quest at a later time. It seems fairly interesting. So for now, let's decline it. And I want to check this one here as well. They came from the deep. Huh? Oh, it's Sahagin get quests. Clutch and Kin. Oh, so these are for the tribe quests. Gotcha. Interesting. That is interesting. You know what, I'll do it later today, because I do want to unlock all the tribes and do all those quests, because I want to see the stories, but for now, let's leave it there. Our man in Basset Hunt doesn't expect you. I'll inform the Admiral of your arrival. I'm not gonna give her that voice, of course not. She is too cool for that voice. Glad you could join us, Cadrell. I only wish it were under better circumstances. The grave news from the bounty has not escaped our ears. I can scarce begin to imagine the horrors you have witnessed there. Although you and the Science have averted the final days, blasphemies continue to appear in certain regions. Vilbrand among them. Telling what we know. A very report came a few days from one of our men patrolling Skull Valley. He spoke of a fearsome creature unlike native to our shores. Well, we had our suspicions it was only later their connection to the final day was confirmed by the most unlikely source, the Sahagin. We've been treating their tempered for some time now, and many have made a full recovery. Owing to this, some factions are eager to improve diplomatic relations with Limsa. It is one such faction has provided the most comprehensive reports, in all their alarming detail. They speak of the most dreadful sight, their spawn brothers transforming into horrific beasts before their eyes. Indeed, it is far too similar to the incidents at Rasahan to be mere coincidence. It is our assumption, if our assumptions are correct, the first and most formidable of the beasts, a blasphemy, as it was decided we could call them, prowls our waters as we speak. We may have been spared the final days, but so long as this abomination remains to harry us, we cannot truly say the storm has passed. Fortunately, there's been no sighting of the blasphemies within the city. Nevertheless, if we have to swear our people the horror that befell Rasahan, the fiend must be dealt with, and quickly. Despite our investigative efforts, we remain very much in the dark as to the precise nature of the threat we face. Were we to recklessly dispatch a large number of troops, we'd run the risk of having our own men corrupted. You can well imagine the carnage that would ensue. As such, Admiral Blohiswin has decided to keep those involved to a minimum and lead the investigation herself. And I would have you on my side. What say you? A chance to go with you, to adventure with you? Hell yes! You have my thanks. We will depart at once to meet with our Sahagin allies and gather what knowledge we can, that we might devise a proper plan of attack. They are due to arrive at South Tigate soon. I'll go on ahead and wait for you there. I'll walk while you, the lazy bastard, will just teleport there. Storm and cloud spreading. Merle Whip! Merle Whip! It is well past our agreed upon meeting time, but the Sahagin are nowhere to be seen. They did not seem to be the sorts to break their word. This bodes ill. Let us leave this place to the guards and search Halfstone for any sign of them. Noel is in danger. Quickly, to his aid. That's a fucking... Right? Oh, it's not this one. Coming through, coming through. Viking coming through. Many thanks, Shore Walker. Pray tell, is my companion safe? The Admiral herself comes to our aid. Glad tidings indeed. You two have my boundless gratitude for saving my life. Let us quit this place before those beasts return. Everyone's still alive. Good. But not if we stay out here for too long. Inside, quickly. Thank you, my friends. I skipped that accidentally. And yet, it brought me no joy to watch them die. For unbelievable as it may sound, until a short time ago, they were none other than our very own Spawn brothers. At first, we thought them merely cursed, for our talismans and magics availed us not. Aye, 'twas no curse. 'Twas an evil like no other, innocent soul transformed against their wills into unholy beasts called blasphemies. Blasphemies. Pray tell us more. What were your area of expertise, Goodrell? Oh, you see the final days and the thing and the stuff with Dynamis and that's turning the beast by the power of despair. This is horrifying indeed. Thus far, the phenomenon here in Lanosis has been limited to the Sagian. Why is that? I cannot say. Yet I wonder if the crushing tide are involved in some way. I know not of this crushing tide. Word of them has yet to reach you, I see. It all began when the Indigo Matriarch, the queen of our kind, was stricken with a grave malady. Tragic as this was, there was one small solace. She was not fond of shore walkers, and so deprived of her leadership, more of my kind came to see the wisdom in making peace with the Lemza Lominsa. There remain, of course, those who would oppose our cause. They formed a group called the Crushing Tide. Even now they seek to summon the Lord of the World anew, and consign all finless ones to the briny deep. However, they lack the crystals necessary to do so. Denied the power they crave, they can do naught but gnash their teeth in desperation. You suspect these feelings of helplessness are the cause of their transformations. Indeed, just so. Those of our spawn brothers who turn into those beasts have been fraternizing with a crushing tide. Despite our differences, we cannot abandon our kin to such a cruel fate. Yet we must be careful not to drive him into deeper despair. Yes, we must consider the situation carefully, lest we bring destruction upon all our kind. Tell me this, are the crushing tide even now under Leviathan's thrall? If freed from their drowned state, might they not listen to reason? Were it so simple, all but a few are long since cured. They'll walk this path of their own free will. In that case, they may yet be dissuaded from the present course. For the sake of our nascent alliance, we'll do all we can to save your brethren. Fortunately, a most capable ally stands with us, for this man has bested many a formidable foe, including the Leviathan. In the flesh, honored I am to stand in your presence. Together we will weather this storm and usher in a new age of harmony. This I swear. There's much to be done. For now, let us return to our homes and prepare as best we can for the trials ahead. Should we discover aught of value, we'll be sure to share it with you. I ask that you do the same. Indeed we shall. Until such a time, I watch over my spawn brothers and pray that no more succumb to the change. Okay, back to Maelstrom Command. Welcome back. Thanks to you and Null, I now possess a proper understanding of the challenge we face. It is a daunting task that lies before us. We'll continue to cooperate with the Sahagin to learn all we can. Once we have located the blasphemy, I will have need of your strength. Till then, I ask that you remain at the ready. Clearly, the storm clouds have only begun to gather. Level up. Not yet. The crushing tide. Secretary has a recent developments to share. Your timing could not be better. The Admiral has just a moment returned from meeting with the Sahagin. I shall inform her of your arrival. Godrel. I'm glad you're here. We have decided on our next course of action. As you know, we face two distinct but interconnected challenges. The transformations occurring among the Sahagin may be one, but the blasphemy itself is the root of the problem. Thus far, those who have come to the change have all been afflicted with a crushing tide. Affiliated with a crushing tide, who continue to resist our diplomatic efforts. But we were to stop to the phenomenon, as well as address their grievances, may yet have a chance at peace. To that end, I will propose a double-pronged approach. On one front, we shall work in tandem with Sahagin allies to redouble our patrols. Should the blasphemy surface, we will share this knowledge and move immediately to dispatch the threat. At the same time, we will pursue a dialogue with the crushing tide. We need to bring them back to the negotiating table, and then see what can be done to convince them to stand down. A key point will no doubt be the lingering issue of securing land for their spawning grounds. To this discussion, I intend to approach with an open mind. will not be an easy task, but we succeeded with the kobolds, and I have faith that we will succeed with the Sahagin as well. So long as we parley in good faith. I only hope they share the sentiment. You're wiser to temper your expectations. But I would not abandon hope ere we try. At any rate, Noel has sent word that one Dao, a priest who styles himself leader of the Crushing Tide, has grudgingly agreed to hear us out. I will parley with him face to face at the Sapsa spawning grounds, and would have you at my side if you do not object, that is. Oh yeah, let's do it. Excellent. In that case, pray join me at the South Tide Gate when you are ready. From there, we will go together. So close to leveling up to level 90 monk. Oh, sorry about that. All prepared, are you? Dao is not known for his patience. We must take care not to incur his ire. I was told he would be at the spawning ground upon our arrival, but it appears he has been delayed. Let us speak with the Sahagin here. Mayhap one of them will be able to shed light on what may be keeping him. One more thing. I come here as a representative of Limsa Lominsa on a diplomatic mission. Should the talk deteriorates and things come to blows, I cannot be seen to bloody my hands. I trust that you understand. Basically, if shit happens, I'm counting on you. And with that, let us be off. Merrill will be accompanying you. Keep her at your side in order to proceed with the quest objectives. Yeah. And there will be blue circles for us to talk to people. There's a stoic Sahagin. Why do you trespass on our domain, vile shore walkers? We mean you no harm. We come only for a peaceful parley with your leader, Master Dao. Where might we find him? We desire no parley with the shore walkers who would steal our home. Were it not for your insatiable selfishness, we Sahagin would grow and flourish. Your grievances are justified. That is why I would speak with Master Dao and work towards a peaceful solution. Empty words from the thieving shorewalker, but so be it. Soon you shall learn the futility of your efforts. Speaker Dao is currently overseeing security at the spawning grounds. You will find him by the entrance. Though mark my words, you will wish you hadn't. We shall see. Thank you for your aid. Oh, so still here? Speak to the crushing thing, Sahagin. Okay, let's go back to the dude and talk to him again. Oh, there it is. Belligerent Sahagin. What's this? Since when are filthy shore walkers free to intrude upon our sacred spawning grounds? Pray forgive our intrusion. We seek an audience with Speaker Dao. Where might we find him? You will do no such thing, shore walker. We have not forgotten what you did to Lord Leviathan. Be gone! We won't get much out of this one. Let's try elsewhere. And now we go into the cave. Oh, there's Dao. Shore walkers on our spawning grounds. To what do I owe the displeasure? Speaker Dao, I presume. Our apologies for entering into your home unannounced. I am Melee Blowswin, Chief Admiral Lim Salomensa, and this is Kadril Glenfang. We come to seek in parley, and we might strive for peace between our peoples. Parley, you say? Prolonging this conflict any further will lead only to needless suffering. The menace both our people face is great indeed. If ever there was a time to set our differences aside and come together for the greater good, it is now. I invite you to join us at the South Tide Gate for formal negotiations. Shore walkers and Sahagin coming together. What assurance do I have that you will not slit our gills the moment we set foot within your territory? I can offer naught but my word. We open our gates to you and invite you into our home as a show of respect. I do not trust you, Shore Walker, but let it never be said that the Tao, the Crushing Tide, was a coward. I accept your offer, but attempt any treachery or subterfuge, and your people will drown in their own blood. Very well, Master Dao. I look forward to a productive discussion. Let us return then. I shall send word to Null as well. I would have our Sahagin allies join us at the parley. Thank you for joining us here, Master Dao. The air here sickens me. Be brief. Alright, let us get straight to the heart of the matter. A common thread looms before us, one more powerful than any primal. with the potential to bring death without end to both Sahagin and Lominsan alike. These circumstances call for swift and united action. Without our intentions, but remind you that we have liberated many of your kin from Leviathan's enthrallment. They, and countless other Sahagin, have joined us of their own free will, that we may ensure survival of both our peoples. Aye, by their deeds have the Lamentsans proven themselves worthy of our trust. Master Dao, you and the Crushing Tide want only to secure a future for your people. I say to you, this can only be done by confronting this threat together. Threats! Threats! What is that threat you speak of? It is unity you crave, then submit yourself to our command. Be as the Serpent Reavers. They are the only shore walkers I deign to call friend. You would ask us to willingly surrender ourselves to the Lord of the World? I do. For that and that alone will ensure peace between us. Preposterous! You propose an alliance, but servitude. This way lies nothing but death for all Sahagin. You hear this, my spawn brothers? The shorewalkers have stolen this one's mind. He decries Lord Leviathan and espouses the lunacy of our sworn foes. These treacherous wretches have abandoned our god and conspire to drive the faithful from our ancestral home. We cannot, we must not let this stand. For shame, forsaken by our spawn brothers. They side with the fatalist ones and blaspheme our Lord Leviathan. They who steal our spawning grounds and slaughter our children, our future, our future! Oh, buddy. Behold this blessing, Lord Leviathan has gained us greater and greater strength. You call this a blessing? Such horrors! Flee! Flee for your lives! Beast makes for airport. I leave this place to you. This place to you. Splendid, splendid. Let all our spawn brothers be blessed with such power. Yeah, that guy be batshit crazy. Get some. Is that it? That was disappointing. This is the second time you saved my life, Shore Walker. My gratitude is as boundless as the sea. But what of the Admiral? We must go to her aid. Yeah, sure. You run, I'll fly. Let us go, Midgard Stormer. There she is. It was too late. I'm sorry. There is no need for apologies. You're not responsible for my people's plight. But I cannot fathom his Dao's response. How pleased he was to see his brothers become slavering beasts. The fool believes it a blessing from Leviathan himself. Any hope for a peaceable solution will be lost should Dao and his crushing tide manage to wield these transformations as a weapon against us. I shudder at the very thought. And yet the true threat, the blasphemy, is still out there, yes? Just so. The first ones to transform are those who have fallen into the deepest depths of despair. The more painful their anguish, the more fearsome and formidable they become in their bestial forms, and the greater their influence over others. We can scarcely hope to stand against a legion of such foes. Whether there was more my people could do to help. I will have the Maelstrom patrol the seas for the blasphemy, that we might slay it with all due haste. But this may well amount to naught. If the blasphemy too was born of Sahagin, it could be sheltering in the depths beyond the reach of our ships. In that case, pray allow my spawn brothers and I to serve as your eyes beneath the sea. Thank you, Noel. Though our efforts combined, we might yet weather this threat. As your brothers who gave their lives today As for your brothers who gave their lives today for our cause, I shall see that they are returned home to be laid to rest as they deserve. You have my gratitude, Admiral. And with that, we shall return as well. There is much work to be done, and would see it done quickly. Limsa! The Aft Castle. To the Aft Castle! I have to take a bit of a drink because my throat is starting to hurt a bit. Every time I do growly voices, my throat hurts. Kazral. I was just sharing our findings. So you see, the danger is exactly as the Sahagin described. While Down still have no means of forcibly triggering the phenomenon at present, 'tis plain they intend to seek one out. Redouble our patrols offshore and inform me if at the first sign of anything out of the ordinary. It shall be done, Admiral. I worry we might be stretching ourselves too thin. Should the situation take a turn for the worse, I will recall our forces from Garlemald. Yet I will reserve that as a last resort. For now, I must get to work securing reinforcements. I ask that you remain close by. We may have need of your strength all too soon. These quests really don't give much XP. I'm close. The Admiral left the message for you, and the news is not good. It appears that our Minsa merchant ship was assailed by a Sahagin raiding party affiliated with the Crushing Tide. To further complicate matters, the vessel in question was carrying a shipment of crystals supplied to us by the kobolds of Ogomoro. The Admiral suspected Dow means to use the plundered crystals to summon Leviathan. She has gone to meet with Noel, that we and our Sahagin allies might take swift action. I didn't do the voice. Pray make for South Tidegate and return with rendezvous with Admiral Flohiswin at once. There should be an ether. I mean, there's an etherite, but damn, this is a lot of traveling. Oh, I went to wrong place. Airport. Una will be enough level to do roulette and such with the monk, which will be so cool. I'm still deciding what the next character to level up will be. Like, not character, job. Because here are my options. And if you're watching, please tell me what you want. So there's Samurai, which is very much level 80. I could continue with tank with the warrior, which is my third tank. There's also black mage. I'm not a big fan of black mage. I at some point would need to level up white mage. The one I'm interested, the one that I was looking at earlier today, as a potential job to go for, is Bard, because I find it very complex and I'm very interested in seeing how it actually plays. But for now, let's continue with the monk. Thank you for coming, Idro. The situation is grim. The crushing tide plundered one of our raid trading ships and seized a goodly stash of Ogomoro crystals. Though their aim is clear, it appears they yet lack the quantity needed to perform the summoning. How long for the days where every Sahagin cried out for all violence and deliverance, and will stop at nothing to see them return? I cannot fathom what the crushing tide are thinking. What satisfaction, what happiness can be found in giving over their hearts and minds to a false god? And so we must thwart their designs, lest the bonds we have forged be forever broken. By the same token, we cannot ignore the blasphemy, nor the transformations its presence may bring about. A battle on two fronts, neither of which we can commit to at the expense of the other. As we sail into the eye of the storm, I would hear your counsel. What course of action would you propose? I'll return to the three great pirate powers for aid. Check if it sounds like for the company of heroes. Let's go all of them. As it happens, I've already enlisted the executioners, the krakens, and the sirens to the cause. They've done much to bolster the Maelstrom's efforts to scour the seas for the blasphemy. If we're to seek reinforcements, we'll have to turn elsewhere, but to whom? That's our job for the company of heroes. Company of Heroes. Now that's a name I've not heard in some time. It's true that they answer the call many a time. Indeed, other than you and yours, there are arguably none better suited for the task of primal slaying. But they disbanded over 5 years ago, and neither hide nor hair has been seen of their commanders since. Absent their leader, I suspect they will be reluctant to join our cause. And yet I can't think of a better option. I'll contact Wastekit, their erstwhile commander's right-hand man, and see if he will not hear us out. I'll ask him to meet us at the Drowning Wench. Let us hope he is receptive to our offer. No, might I trust you and your brothers to continue the search for the blasphemy in the meantime? Of course, Admiral. Should we discover anything, you will be the first to know. So back to Limsa. It's a good thing I have money, because this would really be expensive. Right, so Drowning Wench is this way, right? Upper decks, yeah, F Castle too. Yeah, F Castle. My apologies for the delay. You're alone? And here I saw 5 years ago that I was done playing the hero. This dude looks like a badass. Oh, could someone explain what this is all about? Believe it or not, I am a respectable man with respectable obligation these days. Take that pole arm out of your eyes, old friend, and stop pretending you're not still a murderous bastard at heart. Watch that wicked tongue of yours, who would? Let's unskewer it and prove you right. Ah, nothing like a reunion with your companions over a bottle of the wench's finest vintage. That is why we're here, right? Long time no I'd catch uplanders. Brave Flux is tummy tickled to see gubby friends again. Thank you for assembling on such short notice. Spare the pleasantries, Admiral. Why are we here? I'll make a simple request. Reform the company of heroes and lend Limsa Lominsa your strength. You have a reason, I'm sure. I would hear it. You see, people are turning into gigantic monsters out of despair. As the Hagen are kind of doing it. It's rough thing. So there you have it. A terrible fiend known as the blasphemy prowls all seas, transforming the Sahagin into ravening beasts. At the same time, the Sahagin themselves, specifically a hostile faction calling themselves the Crushing Tide, had declared their intention to summon Leviathan anew. Should they succeed, we will be hard-pressed to deal with the Primal while still dealing with the other threats. Alright, pickle indeed. But the answer is no. The commander disbanded the company, and as his first mate, it's not my place to gainsay his final order. So that, I say. Have you forgotten our company's creed? The duty of the strong is to protect the weak. Are the people now in danger not the same men and women who we fought to defend years ago? The commander would not have turned his back on them, and neither should we. Old world's landing now. But do you believe that we can honor them as we are? Old mercenaries past their prime, lacking the commander whose wisdom and prowess sound to glory once upon a time? Ah yes, your commander. What if Cadrell were to lead you instead? Sure, you will not question his abilities. You're chucking them on me? An intriguing proposition. I, for one, would not be averse to serving under such a decorated hero. Gobbyfriend has goody head for fighty ting, and goodly arms for tinky fight. And as ringing endorses as any, but I would hear from the man himself. Do you believe you're capable of leading the company of heroes into battle? Fuck yes. Hell yes! At a battle and a banquet. Give you the stones to follow me. Now that's the confidence I expect from my commander. Very well then, consider us yours to lead. 5 years to the day. Truth be told, I was enjoying the more leisurely life, but when duty calls... Wait, before we proceed, I must ask, have we no way of reaching out to the commander? Forgotten how he took his leave, have we? Up and vanishing so we could each find our way apart from him and the company. I doubt we'll see him again, but as I wish we could. For the matter of hand, the mission you will undertake. First, you have to aid us tracking down the blasphemy that roams the sea. Second, you must prevent the Crushing Tide from summoning Leviathan at all costs. Oh, is that all? And here I thought we might get our feet wet with a real challenge, eh? Real challenge, huh? But in all seriousness, we should take care to decide who attends to what. Sounds like a job for acting commander. I'm sure he'll give it all due consideration. This is so cool. If I understand this correctly, we're to bring down this scroll called Blasphemy. Of course, to do that, we'll need to find the damn thing first. We've also got to prevent the crushing tide from summoning their god Leviathan. A tall order in and of itself. As acting commander, it's your job to decide who will be doing what, based on the skills we each have to offer. I'd recommend that you start by having a chat with each of us, that you might develop a sense of the strengths and weaknesses, mostly strengths of course, of the storied veterans under your command. My specialty, you ask? Why? Impaling feats with this lance of mine. Of course. The stronger the foe, the better. None are a match for me. It would be folly to waste my time on dealing with those slippery fishmen. Set me against the so-called blasphemy, and I'll have the thing on a skewer before you can say, Merle with Blowswin. Pursuing and slaying the blasphemy. Sure, let's do it. Let's do that. A wise choice. The landowner of the Sahagin, and he'd like to help them, some Leviathan, to sate his bloodlust. Jesus, what am I getting myself into? I'll speak plain. I'm not some battle-crazed barbarian like Landonal. As a none of the tribe of peerless hunters, I conduct my affairs with discipline and prudence. As such, I know better than any to march headlong into battle is rarely the best course of action. Far wiser to observe from afar and proceed with caution. Preventing the primal summoning. Very astute if I say so myself. A few better suited to tasks averting needless bloodshed than the famously circumspect Udonan. As you well know, my mission is somewhat lacking this day. My vision is somewhat lacking these days. I can still defend myself when necessary, but I'd rather not come to that. My condition also leaves me rather unsuited to scouting and searching. It wasn't always the case, but such is life. On the other hand, I like to think I've gotten quite good at sounding out the intentions of others during negotiations and the like. Preventing the primal summoning. You have a keen eye for these things, I see. More so than reconnaissance or battle, Shamani has a knack for working behind the scenes to see the company's goals achieved. And now, poor old fucking Brayflux. Brayflux, master remaker of Illuminati treasures, offers much hand-lending with ingenuity. Passing spyglass, sees fire into ocean deep, crack fires go boom and blast, beats into the pieces. Pursuing and slaying the blasphemy. Any depth charges from you, my man? A logical choice, if I do say so myself. Brayflux, the master of tools and armaments, are sure to avail you in tracking and felling the beast. It seems everyone has their assignments. And there's the choices you made are nigh impeccable. If I didn't know better, I think you're leading off for years. Yay! I have your approval! And with that, it is time we go to work. I have procured link pearls for one and all, that we can keep each other apprised of our progress. You may pick them up from mails from command. We'd best be off then. Should we have need to group or reconsider our strategy call for us? Oh, I'm good with my decision. My decision is good. I will return to command and share these developments here with the Secretariat and our Sahagin friends. Do join me if you can. Commander Kidro. Right. Fortunately, it's right here in the Alf Castle. Cadrell, the Admiral has apprised me of the situation in full. First, you with the link pearl, yes? Wrong voice. Of course, Admiral. Like, I already have one. We've seen the company is trying to reach us. Oh there, Commander. Just give the word and I'll come running. Lower your goddamn voice. Lower your goddamn voice, will you? Watch your tongue or I'll track you down and reap yours out. They sound more like mortal enemies than old companions. That's where Cadrell comes in. I'm trusting you to whip them back into shape. Make them a force to be reckoned with. Fucking try. I will have the Secretariat contact you if there are any developments. I will convey them to the entire company by link pearl, but we cannot afford anyone taking reckless action. In the meantime, I will reach out to Null and see that what he has planned about the crushing tide and their hideout. Let us hope for good tidings, Commander. This with a level up? I don't think so. But just barely, yeah. Brave news, Cadrell. We've just reported that Candlekeep Key is under attack. It would seem the crossing tide has struck again. The Admiral asks that you deploy the company of heroes at once. Our man here will act as your signaler. Company of heroes is awaiting your orders. Company of heroes, launch! Candlekeep Key, huh? Well, London and Ulanu should be close by. What are your instructions? Al is a hot-headed warrior who lives for the threat of battle, while Udon Nun is a calm, calculated hunter. Both can serve you well, but they're assigned attached to the skills. Landonal, drive the crushing tide away. Consider it done, Commander. See the rest of the Candlekeep Key to safety. Understood. The rest of us will head there at once. I'll tell the Admiral you and the company heroes are on the way. Godspeed. Ooh, Morabi Dry Docks is here. So close to leveling up. Can be much more than a few hundred XP. And nothing else matters. We're not. The tide has already ebbed, if you follow my meaning. My company of heroes is doing fine. Perhaps you're curious how your men carried out your orders? Here we picture the land and I'll let an attack with his characteristic aplomb. Dancing amongst his foes with such speed and ferocity were dizzying to watch. None made full use of his talents in leading the rescue effort. Not a single man, woman, or child suffers as much as a scratch. I had my doubts at first, but you've passed your trials acting captain with flying colors. Yay, they like me! They like me! Battle is over, I see. It's good the company of heroes can still live up to its name. I demand answers. What did you target Candlekeep Key? I spit on your question, filthy troll walker. I was hoping we might do this the easy way, but if you insist. You would torture us? You show walkers are all the same. Savage brutes, the lot of you. Torture, please. We're not so uncivilized as that, my silly berry friend. Brave Luck's shining treasure will have flash fishmen training tongue flaps in no time. Allow me to explain. Shamani, Lomani, and Brainflux are well practiced in the art of interrogation. Shamani has a sharp mind, I'm sure you've noticed, and a knack for getting information of uncooperative types with a minimum of fuss. Brainflux, on the other hand, her methods can be unconventional, to say the least, but it's hard to argue with the results. Well, Commander, the choice is yours to make. Shamani. But of course, Commander. Watch as I get him talking without so much as lifting a finger. Some of you kind of are particularly fond of Lanosian oranges. I'd interest you in a glass of delightful orange wine brewed from our latest harvest. This is another glass, Showwalker. I demand it in return for the crimes you have committed against my Spawn brothers. A mere glass, my friend. Why? I'd be more than happy to offer you a full bottle, nay, an entire cask, if you provide us with the answers we seek. We have a deal, Showwalker. For a cask of this blissful beverage, I will tell you all my secrets. Bribery. It always works. Again, I ask, why did you target Candlekeep Key? Tao himself gave the order. Said we must establish a foothold in preparation for our assault on the city. He means to attack Limsa Lominsa itself. But with your numbers, that would be folly. Speaker of the power commands the power beyond the comprehension of you Showwalkers. We have dealt with Leviathan before. You misunderstand. Speaker thou says a greater power still. The very first being blessed by our Lord. Blasphemy. Tell me where Tao is. An island far to the south and east. There performs a rite that will summon forth the Divine One and deliver my brother and I to glory. Thank you for your cooperation. I suspect that Tao is hiding somewhere in the Ciel-Delays. A deserted isle, most likely. Close to my own isle? It's around that place. I don't know much about these so-called blasphemies, but can they truly be tamed so easily? We have no evidence they can. We must operate the assumption that Tao has found a way. Already a ship. We set sail for the Ciel-Delays. Ciel-Delays, yeah. At once. Prepare yourselves and meet me at the docks soon as you're ready. I'll have Shamani and Brainfox continue the interrogation in the meantime. Our friends here might still be holding something from us. Went the wrong way. Oh, there it is. Everyone is here? Good. We make for the Ciel-Delays in search of Dao's hideout. Our friend Noel will be waiting for us there. The blasphemy too may be present. Be vigilant and keep your weapons at the ready. Well, Commander, do you have any words for your men in the eve of battle? It's to protect the weak! Hey, hit him with a motto. What's the motto with you? We meet again, Dao. Where is the blasphemy? Tell us now so we may end this madness. That's a big one. That is thick. We got the bloody devil. There it is, the dread beast. I saw beneath the waves. The source of our woes. The echo of all the times. Defend the commander! I bring grave tidings, my queen. The wretched shore walkers poisoned the minds of my spawn brothers with foul words and foul magics. Our poor beguiled brethren renounce Lord Leviathan and name him a false god. They treat with limbs Elominsa, and some even call for an alliance. We must summon him, that the lost might receive his blessings anew. This I would gladly do had our stock of crystals not run dry. Morning time is nearly upon us. Did you fight and bicker amongst yourselves? I'm out to birth a new brood when my children grown stand divided. Who dares enter the sacred chamber? Forgive my intrusion, Queen Mother. I speak for the Sahagin who seek an accord with the Shorewalkers. A new age is upon us. We needn't turn to false gods, nor foment bitterness and bloodshed in our precious spawning grounds. The Shorewalkers have changed. They endeavor to understand us, to share these lands with us, that may have peace, and we are spawning grounds. Could this be true? Lies, lies. Do not be deceived by that one's delusions, my queen. He's a heathen who has strayed from Lord Leviathan's light. The Shorewalkers are oathbreakers, now and forevermore. As they extend one hand in friendship, they clutch a dagger in the other. We are beasts in their eyes, deserving of naught but slaughter. Oh, for a blessed moment, I felt the faintest touch of hope. But you are right, Thou. They are demons and we are damned. Oh, for woe, my poor children have lost their faith, their minds poisoned by lies. They turn away from the Lord of the world and cast their lot with the enemy. 'Tis so, my queen, 'tis so. We'll have no choice but to abandon our sacred spawning grounds and sink to the ocean floor to rot and decay. Now, dearest of my children, you tell them that we have no future? How How can I bring life anew into this world, knowing that my brood will have their hearts stolen and abandon me? Oh crap. I cannot! And monster! What is happening? Please, my queen, you must... Ugh. Yeah. Such power, such beauty, a blessing from Lord Leviathan himself. Oh, this is a blasphemy, eh? I can see what all the fuss was about. Have your wits about you? Good. If you can fight, now is the time. Strike now, my queen. Send the shorewalkers and their honorless leader to their death. What's happening? I can't feel my legs. Why, Mother, are we not your children too? Damn it, we cannot wither another blow like the last. I still don't know whether the seventh house just happened, but I'll be damned if I'm going down without a fight. Eddie, the beast is feeding on our ether. Will not survive a fight head-on, or a head-on fight. Anel, Udo, Uod, remember the comedy stratagem when faced with overwhelming odds. Run away? Retreat, retreat, let's get ourselves the bloody hells out of here. Yeah, I feared it was gonna be book it. Damn it all. We'd have better luck holding back the... We'd have better luck holding back the tide. My gosh, friends, is what I would normally ask, but judging from the muttered cursing, I guess it did not go all that well. Barely escaped with their lives. To think that the damn beast had the power to stop us in our tracks, literally. What do we know? What do we know of the creature's origins? Was it once as a Hagen as you suspected? We have the echo afforded Kidra some insight. Queen. Fell to the dude's lies. Those villainy knows no bounds, sowing seeds of despair in our Queen Mother's heart, as she might transform into that monstrosity. If she was the first to turn, then there was nothing deliberate about it. Still, it's clear that his words served as a catalyst. If we kill the blasphemy, it'll be tantamount to killing this Hagen's queen. That's not going to endear us to them in one bit. I cannot turn my spear against the mother who birthed me, let alone take her life. Out of curiosity, did anyone see who fired that shot? Were it not for them, we'd all be dead. I know not, but we must formulate a plan, and quickly. My scouts tell me that the blasphemy has left the island and now roams the open sea. I will order them to continue the search. In the meantime, we must find a means to overcome the beast's formidable offense. Leave it to us. Time and time again, we've used our wits and experience to triumph over the longest odds. Defeat your enemy. First, you must know your enemy. Tell me, Commander, what do you reckon was the most valuable knowledge we gleaned from our initial encounter? The blasphemy has the power to absorb ether. I concur. Now we know how the beast disables its foes. We can use this knowledge to devise a proper defense against it. But that's not all we have learned. With the blasphemy can maneuver through water, it also frequents caves and the like. Our best chance of defeating it will be such a place. Our only chance, I dare say. I will send scouts to identify any and all large caverns in coastal areas that could serve as a shelter for a massive creature. To ensure the safety of our people and to have any hopes of peace with this Hagen, this is a battle we must win. All our strength and wisdom will be needed in the days to come. Dismissed. Or no. Come, let us share our findings with the Maelstrom. Now we have seen what the blasphemy is capable of ourselves. It is more plain to me than ever that it must be slain. Reach out to all trade ships entering and departing Limsa, informing that any sightings of the blasphemy are to be reported to the Maelstrom Command at once. Understood, but given the beast's abilities, how do you intend to overcome it? I trust the company of heroes in Cadrell. Experienced primal slayers all will find a way. Basically, you're passing the buck. Yet I would leave no resource untapped. There is one more whose expertise I will call upon, if we would agree. Here in Waveskid is a loss at his former commander's whereabouts, but mayhap Einzar could offer some guidance. Although you are still fatigued from the battle with the blasphemy, pray rest while you are able. When we are ready to take further action, you will hear from me. Till then, take care. Level up, level 90. Tornado kick mastery. Great tornado kick to Phantom Rush. Also, holy shit, that's a look. I must also go do something real quick. Mordona. Wrong, not Mordona. Ultralion. I love that Batman-like helm. Now, Razahan, I want to see what I can get for the other gear. Not a bad look, but not really my favorite. Also, one of the units already possess equipped by your retainer. It's up for sale on the market board. No, it's not. Alright, that's the thing. Sure, I'll be able to change their gear tomorrow. See what the look is. Nope. Not bad, not bad, not bad. Let's see the raid ones. You. Yeah, no. Oh, let's look at the crafting ones. Armor craft. Body. Cloth craft. It sounds like Lovecraft. I can. That doesn't look too bad. I can make that work. I don't like it. Right. You know what? Yeah, I'll do that tomorrow. I still need to use this for this stuff. Let's go back to Limsa and proceed the quest. Should be one last quest anyway. Kidding me? Won't be able to do this. Godrell, wish I had better news for you, but the blasphemy continues to elude us. And just then we get a call. You hear me, Commander? This is Wastekeet. I have an idea how we may take down the blasphemy. Meet me in Castle del Sol as soon as you are able. Well, that sounds promising. I'll tell the Admiral that you'll be away for a bit. Godspeed and stay safe out there. That is Castle del Sol. Apologies for having you come all this way. Ever since our encounter with the blasphemy, I've been racking my brain to find a way of dealing with this debilitating attack. Sadly, I've come up empty-handed, and my companions fare no better. That's when I started thinking, if only our finest was still with us. He always had a knack for noticing what the rest of us missed. His eyes were so sharp he could spot a foe's weakness with a single glance. Thanks to him, we were able to slay both Leviathan and Titan and live to tell the tale. Rob is, well, he's a bit eccentric. And yes, I know you could say it about half of about all the company's members. But unlike us, he prefers to work for the shadows. Truth be told, I've not seen him since that day with this bandit. I doubt he'd help his old comrade, even if we asked. But an order from the company's acting commander would be a different story. In our heyday, we had a way of reaching him. Whistle at the forked road, and sooner or later he'd show himself. Didn't matter when, winter or summer, in broad daylight or the dead of night. He'd always be watching from afar. With any luck, he still is now. But I've rambled on enough. Go on now. This will be our best and only hope. Here I was, enjoying my retirement. Why'd you have to go and bloody whistle? Call me Lawrence. I'm the company's resident sharpshooter. At least I was in my day. Now to tell me who you are. I've been watching you for quite some time. Don't get the wrong idea. I'm just curious how my former mates are faring. Not as curious as folks were about me, though. First Wise Kid, then old Miss Spear himself. Ha! As though God just could ever catch me. And now Roger's storied hero summons me forth. No need to say why. You're going to ask me to help you take down the blasphemy. The forgotten duty of the strong. Never could refuse when someone trotted out those acne words. So tell me, acting commander, what specific duty would you task me with? I trust you do have a plan. You need a way to neutralize the beast's most potent attack. I can tell you're getting up close and personal with I can tell you like getting up close and personal with your foes. So we'll be needing support from a distance. Who do you suppose might be best suited to that role? You, of course. Damn right. My eyes are the keenest in the realm. And you've doubtless heard from Whiskey. In pure marksmanship, none in Limsa are the Admiral's equal. Yet Merlin is ill-suited for a supporting role. Not for lack of skill, of course, but rather, come to think of it, there's something you should know. Follow me. He's smooth. What are you gonna show me? The only thing I want you to show me is how to shoot down the blasphemy so I can go take it out. Quite the view, wouldn't you say? I often come here to admire the sea. If you would indulge me for a moment and I'll spin you a yarn. So try not to doze off. Back in Pirates' golden age, the League of Lost Bastards ruled the Rotano. I was one of them, as was Merlin. We were led by none other than her old man, Blowfist Blowshin, the most feared captain of the high seas. Feared by his enemies, that is. Stern and unforgiving though he was, he took me under his wing and showed me the ropes. He was like a father to me, to us all, till that fateful day. It was the year 1652 of the 6th Astral Era. The Minster merchantmen were struggling with nigh constant raids by the Sahagin. Around this time, Blowhis had yielded the day-to-day leadership of the bastards to Melwhip, his pride and joy. She was still growing into the role, though, and everyone knew that the old captain was still calling the shots. Old Blowhis had a noble streak, he did. Order us to defend the traders from the fishbacks. Melwhip led the effort, and we fought day after day to keep the sea safe. Fighting was fierce, but we always came out of it in one piece. Until we didn't. Until after a skirmish, as a Hagen survivor with his last breath summoned forth the Lord of the World. The great beast toppled our mast and cracked the keel like an egg. We clambered aboard the merchantman as our own ship sank. Not to do, but wait for the end. But then comes Blowfist and his bleeding flotilla out of nowhere to pull us out of the fire, and he did. But the League of Lost Bastards would never be the same. For even though we did escape with our lives, we soon discovered that Captain Blowhis, our iron-willed, unwavering leader, had fallen under Leviathan's thrall. Of course, in those days, we didn't know much about drowning or tempering, didn't know what to make of our captain as he grew more haggard by the day, his words devolving into crazed rambling. Then one day he vanishes, taking off with half our men. Not long after, a band of pirates calling themselves the Serpent Reavers began taking prizes in the Indigo Deep alongside the Sahagin, and at their helm was none other than Captain Blowhis, who cast his lot with the fishbacks. Merlin knew what had to be done, and to her credit, she didn't shirk from the deed. She acted quickly, sneaking off on the cover of night with a skeleton crew without so much as telling me. Of course, that didn't stop me from stowing myself in the cargo hold and joining her on the voyage. She was none too happy to see me at first, wanting to leave me out of it, she said. But seeing as I made myself known when she was struggling to fend off a horde of reavers and fishbacks, it wasn't hard to win her over. Her twin muskets felling one after the next, and my sharpshooting kept her safe from afar. We cut a path through the center of the isle. It was there we found Blowhis, or rather the miserable wretch he'd been reduced to. All bones, his skin shriveled, and a tangled mat of white hair, eyes bulging from his head, like a fish as he prayed to the Lord of the World. I challenged him to a duel, and a dim memory must have flickered in his drowned mind, for he accepted. And so, with only me there to witness it, Merlip ended her father's life. The League of Bastards would live up to its name if it weren't for Merlin. She assumed full command, restored us to former glory. Not long after, she triumphed in the Trident and was named Chief Admiral of Limsa. I often think back upon that day. Seeing her charge into battle, muskets blazing. Might seem reckless to some. That's how Captain Blofeld taught her, and she knows no other way. That's why I made my job to support her from the shadows. And it's a role in which I'll happily serve again. I owe that much to our old man. My only doubt is whether you, my friend, were worthy of commanding me. But watching you from afar has answered that question. I tell Wise Kid and the rest of my no-good companions that Lawrence stands with them. For Wise Kid. Sorry, I just need to rest my throat for a bit. Lawrence show himself. Aha! Now that's a surprise. I had somehow your words might reach him, but never did I imagine he would agree so readily. Just one thing, Dro. I'd appreciate you didn't mention Lawrence involved with the company. Landon in particular. I'll find out soon enough regardless. At any rate, this gives us a new hope in our battle against the blasphemy. All that remains is to set the snare and lure the beast into our clutches. Our scouts are on the lookout for the creature as we speak. With the latest reports are to be believed, we're drawing ever closer. And with that, I best get back to it. Can Suzuki report these latest developments to the Maelstrom? Till we meet again, Commander. The search for the blasphemy continues, though I understand you've been carrying out an entirely different investigation. A marksman by the name of Lawrence, eh? The Admiral will be pleased. Of course, we have much call for his skills until the blasphemy is found. Rest well and prepare yourself as necessary in the meantime. Lawrence, why does that name ring a bell? Despite our best efforts, the blasphemy continues to elude us. For the time being, Ding. Sorry to interrupt, but I have incoming communication from a Whiz Kid. Commander, we've snared ourselves a blasphemy. We've our Earthwell companion Ryle to thank. Knowing what the creature was once as a hiding queen, he kept a close eye on the spawning grounds. Sure enough, he spied a massive black shadow moving beneath the water not long ago. After receiving word, Shamani Lomani directed the Maelstrom warships in the vicinity to herd the beast with cannon fire into the Sastasha Sea Grot. Isolated the Sea Grot is, we can engage our foe without putting The small folk at risk. Any words for a man, Commander? You don't have to tell me twice. I've been aching for a rematch. Rushing blindly, and it will go poorly. For you as it did for the first time. Huh, knowing you, I'm sure you'll show up just in time to see me deal the killing blow. Now, can we not save the vitriol for the quarry, which I've lured to the perfect spot that is now waiting patiently for all of us to put it out of its misery? Reflux Gooby Booms blast over big blasphemy into to pieces. A motley crew you'll never find, but will serve you well when the battle is joined. I believe you me. This is Merrywhip. I will ready your worship at once. Assemble outside the wench once you've seen to your preparations. The time has come. I shall pray for your victory. Time to go fight a blasphemy. Was worth a shot. Oh, control. You should be along soon. Blasphemy is still contained in the Stasha secret. It will immediately send Navigator willing. Would that my brothers and I could join you in the fight, and yet, blasphemous though it may be, that beast was once our mother. I understand though. Forgive us for what we must do. With a means to reverse the transformation, we will do all in our power to bring your mother back. Sadly, there is nothing left of her to save. For the future of the Sahagin and Limsa Lominsa alike, the blasphemy must be laid to rest. And when the deed is done, I will bring your brothers, even the crushing tide, aboard the great ship we call Vilbrand. I do not want to slay your mother, but this thing she has become, a mindless beast who would enslave and kill her own, it is an affront to the memory of who she was. It is not her. It is not. Remember this always. You must. I will not ask you to shoulder the burden of matricide. When the time comes to strike the final blow, I will do the deed. Admiral, all you say is true, and yet... Commander, I've sighted a group of fishbacks, crushing tide most like, heading straight for the Sigurd. Yet best make your way here and fast. Time to move out then. Any word for your men before we set sail? Don't go die on me out there. Our new commander sounding more and more like the old one. But enough talk. It's time to show the realm where the company of heroes hasn't lost a step. Aye! We'll send about a chance of slipping past the crushing tide and we'll split up. Joel and I will go together while the rest of you take a different route. Now let's brood no further delay. To Stasha. My queen, I beg of you, pray show your son mercy. Buddy, this is not the queen anymore. Ooh, buddy. The Indigo Beast. It's Dao. Oh, what's left of him? Figure Dao! Why would our queen do such a thing? It is as the show walkers say. What we thought a blessing is in truth a terrible curse. The horror. We must away at once. And leave the show walkers to fight our Queen Mother alone. No, I will stand with them. You mustn't sully your hand with the blood of your mother. Go and be with your kin. Go! Forgive me. Yeah, at least you understood. That's all very, very astute, basically. I was beginning to think you wandered off a cliff, Lawrence. Must you talk like that? I've heard you think of myself as fashionably late. But enough talk. It comes. Here it comes. We're counting on you, Lawrence. Aye, no enemy's weakness escaped my eyes. Just one shot here and... Ah, machinist. Ah, there we go. Easy that was. I reckon you can do it too, acting commander. Here they go! That's awesome! That is such a cool moment. Such a cool fight. Oh, such a great moment. We stand with you when they come out. That's so cool. I will not ask for your forgiveness, but this I promise. You will be remembered for the mother you were. Merle, I have no words. Merle is hardcore. But such a good character, man. Such a great character. Our Queen Mother returns to the depths in eternal slumber. With your strength, you could have crushed us easily. Why did you spare our lives? The beasts and blasphemies are born from the despair in our hearts. But no more. I would break the cycle. Though thou may have been blind to it, I believe in a future where Sahagin and Laminza live in harmony. Even after losing who she was, your queen made for your spawning grounds, and it is there she drew her last breath. When your next queen is crowned, know that she will have a safe place to raise her young. Once you have selected a suitable location, Limsa Lominsa will recognize and honor your claim. A promise for which we are grateful, Admiral. But what of the other peoples of Vilbrand? The Kobolds are open to the idea. The details will need to be negotiated, but I am confident we can reach an agreement. Sahagin, Kobold, and Laminsan alike yearn to abide in peace. We can make it so. I've never fought along shore walkers before, but I must say, felt good. Now we have fought our neighbors for generations. There has one us only suffering and tragedy. I beg you, lay down your spears. It will take time and effort to bridge the gulf between our peoples, but bridge it we shall. Okay, so we have a lot of talking to do as well. Don't we, Commander Lawrence? Oh, Landon, if you just allow me to explain. Let's be off before they drag us into this mess. That's such a great ending to the story. That is such a good ending. My God, that is such a good ending. Perfect timing, Acting Commander. You must save from this bloodthirsty bastard. Well, Lawrence, let's hear your excuse, and it better be a good one. Why in the seven hells were you skulking about in the shadows while we did all the dirty work? Huh, like you'll not be any happier if I'd showed myself sooner. I can hear you whinging now. What, you don't think we can handle this on our own? I'll be bloody furious regardless. Don't think I've forgotten what happened, or what did happen, on the day of our duel. Even though the future of the company hung in the balance, I waited and waited and waited some goddamn more, and still you never turned up. But I've got you now, and I will have satisfaction. Even Lauren's penchant for late arrivals. I can happy worry too. To say he got it fine would be an understatement. Not by choice as usual. My scouts observed him roaming near Costa del Sol not long ago. We'll see my commander's woeful sense of direction has not improved in the least. I'm honestly surprised you never realized, Landon. That was to blame for his extreme tardiness. The commander did indeed arrive at the agreed upon location for your duel, after the sun had risen and set half a dozen times. Navigator, take me. Shamani, you promised that that would stay between us, within the two of us. Oh, Brave Lux, you have a kind word or two for your old commander, don't you? Commander Lawrence, Commander no more. New commander, friend of the Gobbies everywhere. Does many swear works for Gobby kind. Here I thought you were too much of a coward to face me in battle. Come now, Ladino, you know me better than. Then it's settled. We fight here and now. On your guard. Put that thing down, I say. You can't hurt someone with that. Hard to believe it was once the glue that held this merry band together. That's right, if you hadn't realized the obvious, Lawrence is our former commander. Forgive me for not stating it plainly sooner. I didn't want you to think we doubted your leadership. He's got his quirk, but as you saw, he's a force of nature on the battlefield. Anyhow, I think we can all say your stint as acting commander has been a rousing success. Now I reckon it's time you gave your final order. Company of Heroes band break once more? Faithful Blade will never like partying with Gobby friends. Hear, hear. I may have complaints, but when we're together, a good fight's never far away. I hardly need a company or commander to get you that. And should Limsa again be imperiled, there's nothing stopping us from rising to the occasion. Till then, you're all strong enough in your own right. Why not serve the weak in your own ways? I love Brave Rocks. I love the goblins. Brave Rocks is my favorite. Brave Little wants busy work. Brave Little wants awaits Uplander's flip-flops. No more cheese wars, please. Brave feels heavy heart, but accept Uplander's bossy words. Brave had good times and happy feels with Gobby friends. But good times will come again, and when they do, new boomsticks will bring blasty doom with much fastness. Well, let's hear it, Commander. You owe me a bottle of finest Bacchus. Indeed, indeed. I mean to return to Wineport as soon as I've tied up a few final loose ends here. Speaking of wine, I've always heard the older vintages, left to sleep in their barrel for many a summer, they come out tasting better than ever. One might say the same about our company. I await your orders, Commander. Go back to you, brave nun. I have responsibilities. A tribe that wants for my guidance and protection. I can ill afford to tarry here much longer. Nevertheless, it is with some regret that I take my leave. For all their faults, of which they have many, they are my companions, and I will miss them. Well, if there's something to say, let's hear it. As if you needed to tell me. While I enjoyed the diversion, I know as well as any that my true place is in Gridania, leading a respectable life. You may not have been the perfect commander, but 12 as my witness. I hope to fight by your side again. Farewell. You've had quite a turn of duty, but all good things must come to an end. Any parting words before I go our separate ways? Finally, I can enjoy some semblance of peace again. At least as much peace as I can enjoy waiting hand and foot on the Lord of Costa del Sol. It may have been rough sailing at times, but I rather enjoy serving under you, Acting Commander Gadrone. And on that note, I ought to be on my way. Slipping away again, are we? You're a creature of habit. I resented you for it at the time, you know. But I think I understand now. Better to shun fame and not serve as an example for glory seekers too eager to fight and too quick to die. You're overthinking it. I am a creature of whimsy. A man who lets the tailwind carry him where it will. But more importantly, this new age belongs to the new blood. I have had my day in the sun. If you succeed in brokering peace with the Beastmen, there'll be no need to worry about primals, and the company can go into permanent retirement. And then I can say I did the right thing by the old man. If you hadn't been there for us both, I don't know if I could have pulled the trigger. Thank you, Lawrence, brother. I did nothing. It was you who shouldered the Captain Buffett's burdens, and that of the entire league. I'm sorry, Merwin. I know it wasn't easy for you. But I dare say you've worked hard enough. Maybe us company folk aren't the only ones in need of a retirement. But I've said too much. Lawrence holding his tongue. Cots, you have changed. But yes, my great ancestor's admiral still lies ahead, as we steer the great ship Bilbrand towards a new future. You truly are your father's daughter. I owe you my thanks too. I dare say they did almost as good a job keeping my men to task as I could have done. Call it a hunch, but something tells me our paths may cross again. Forgive me if I carry on like I've never seen you before. Unlike my old friend Mistbeard, I prefer to keep my past in the past. And with that, I'm off. Take care of yourselves. Blasphemy is no more, but we will never know lasting peace until the crushing tide agrees to lay down their arms. It'll be a daunting task, but we saw in Sastasha, they are not beyond reason. I will do all in my power to see that your efforts and the sacrifices of my brothers were not in vain. Forgive us. Even after being freed from false gods' thrall, still we clung to hateful beliefs. It was easier to hearken to Speaker Dow's every word and turn a blind eye to the harsh truth. Easier and cowardly. I will return and speak with my brothers of the crushing tide. I will tell them of our Queen Mother's sacrifice and the vision of hope you have shared with us. I only ask that you give us time and trust us to make our own decision. You have my word. We would not it would not be averse. If you would not be averse, let us return to the spawning grounds together. Adventurer, I have no words to express my gratitude to you. I will repay you the only way I know how. By doing my part to usher in an age where Shorewalker and Sahagin stand as one. That's us now, it would seem. Ever since we achieved a measure of peace with the kobolds, I prayed that this day would come. Though it is, of course, only a beginning. Negotiations must be held, and words exchanged in earnest will invariably lead to flared tempers and bruised egos. But such things always accompany meaningful progress. The history of Vilbrand is one of bloodshed, but we have the power to change our ways. After all, it is clear we are united more by our similarities than we are divided by our differences. I will share what I have seen of the Sahagin with my fellow Laminsans, and listen closely to their doubts and concerns. For it must be a harmony not foisted upon them from above, but one which they aspire to of their own free will. No doubt, Noel and his brothers feel the same. Again, you have come to Limsa's aid, my aid, at a time we needed it most. When we next meet, I hope we will not be as admiral as adventurer, but as friends. Mayhap trading war stories over ales at the Wench. But for now, I must return to my duties. Drafting reports in the crease is hardly the most exciting part of my role, but it is a necessary one. If you happen to pass through Razahan, pray share your exploits with our delegate there. Doubtless he will be interested to hear your first-hand account. One day I will lay down these muskets of mine for good. But not yet, Father. Not yet. Remember who you are. His face appears in the clouds. Radzahan, let's go. Glad you return. Pray tell, what news from my homeland? Extraordinary. And a chance of peace with the Sahagin. These are heartening tidings indeed. Sorry, this was a pirate. Without a doubt, you have held this spell, the pall of despair, the ones hung over all Vilbrand. Our people now bask in newfound hope. I must share the news with the others. Full glad will be to hear that the threat of Lynn Sullivan's is no more. Thank you again, my friend. More than loss. This is for what? Physical range DPS. This one is for healing, right? Oh, I mean, that says it. My next two jobs to level up. Bard and White Mage. Oof. I'm gonna have to learn to heal. And also learn this shit. I think I'm gonna leave it here for tonight. I don't think I have enough time to keep going with the tank one. So that's the next step, doing the tank dungeon. Sorry, the tank quest. And I'm gonna put it, track it. Oh, to Gridania. Actually, no, yeah, I'll do it later. I'm gonna stay here then, and that's gonna be for this stream. Thank you for joining me. Hope you had a good time, and I will see you all next time. Bye.